the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set. To bring you all the action. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The Knicks happy to return to New York after the road trip. And going against Denver, their first game of the NBA's regular season. They took the loss in this East versus West matchup during the regular season last year, dropping both games. So the Nuggets win the tip. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Hands out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Conley. And it's Green in the small forward position. Here's Parker. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
Well, a great battle last year as the season finished off between the Nuggets and Blazers to make the playoffs. Denver did not. So they made some trades, tried to make a push. This year they've got to make some improvements and maybe find themselves in one of those top 8 slots to play in the postseason.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
And LeBron throws it down.
So many years, and the body's still holding up for LeBron James. Wow.
Here's Drummond. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Drummond's got his second bucket tonight.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's Bosch. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. They're in a great group.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
And so here is New York. The Nuggets getting the bucket. And the dunk by Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler doesn't have a long way to go, but he gets up for that one.
Well, you know exactly what you're getting with Chandler at this point of his career.
Well, Chandler, one of the few guys in the league who was drafted while I was still playing, Kevin. I guess I'm getting old, but not quite as agile defensively as he used to be, but still a guy who barks out orders from behind. A great locker room leader, and takes the time to help these young guys know what it takes to be a professional.
Chandler with the screen on Green. 6 to shoot. James kicks to Chandler. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got 3 assists in the game.
Chandler skilled on the inside. Not many defenders are going to match up with his size down there.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
And even though Dwayne Wade is a little older now, it does not stop him from getting up like that one. Sick jam.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land on.
Ooh! Okay. That's how you attack. Wow.
Can't afford to lose Chandler, especially in the pick and roll. If he works his way down there, he's good at rolling to the cup.
Conley, the pass to Drummond. Back to Conley. Pass to Green. Drummond dishes to Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Man, it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, for both teams, we're seeing great synergy on offense, but some lackluster defense.
Bosh kicks to James. And they double him up with LeBron. Bucket is good.
LeBron with the whip pass there. Good at surveying the court and spotting the open teammate.
Drummond sets the screen for Conley. Pass to Drummond. Denver passing it around. Conley, the pass to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Yeah, I'm not going to give LeBron any more space, but certainly like to see him dunk. How about that throwdown? You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
And Mike Malone, who is known for his defense, dealing with the team, Brent, that really lacks a defensive bite at times. It's something that he's trying to change in terms of culture.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. It's a bit of a nibble right now in Denver. But you look at Mike Malone's past and all the other stops where his defensive teams have improved throughout the year. So it's a bumpy ride with Denver. A lot of young players who he has to make sure realize the importance of the defensive end of the floor.
Conley dishes to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Parker kicks to Wade. Bosh against Nix. Bosh, that's good. Bosh has got his second bucket.
As soon as Bosh gets the ball inside, he takes it right at the defense. They really have no answer when he's that close to the basket.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nance. Parker kicks to James. Trying to find Chandler. He's got it now.
And of all the facets of his game, LeBron's passing, probably my favorite.
Conley, the pass to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. They get it back. James. Pass to Bosh. Back to Wade. Kicks it to Parker. LeBron James on the wing. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has...
Brent, when you played, you were able to score in a variety of ways. Which do you think you were better at, shooting off the catch or off the dribble?
There's no doubt that shooting off the catch, Kevin, was much easier for me. I love the fact that I could get my feet set, start to anticipate when the ball was coming, who the ball was coming from, and then establish my own rhythm for each of those opportunities to cast away at the rim.
I would think, though, you get rhythm by working off the dribble, too.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be able to do that, but I oftentimes use that dribble to maybe create another opportunity for a teammate. And then the other idea, Kevin, is if you're a great catch-and-shoot player, the pump fake and one dribble in, that's something you have to perfect to keep the defense honest in terms of their closeout.
They've got Tyler Zeller. LeBron James is out there with Looney. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Jackson in at the point. They're the group New York will start the second with. Drummond a screen. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Drummond's got 22 points.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
James dishes to Zeller. Goes back up. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Drummond. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, the league may have never seen a player with more control on and off the court than LeBron James. He is a superstar, a playmaker, a coach on the floor. Some say he's the GM. He even has a stake in a player agent business. LeBron says it's his dream to one day own an NBA team. Well, he's certainly getting some practice. Kevin?
No question about it, David. He's well on his way. As important a player as we've ever seen in basketball.
Are you surprised that Dwayne Wade is going to score that far in the paint? I'm not.
Satoransky, the pass to Drummond. He used that pick to get in close. Drummond's got the game tied up here for the Nuggets. LeBron kicks to Zeller. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got assist number 7 for him tonight.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Here's Satoransky, guarded by Jackson. And there's the pass to Satoransky. Here's Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. The drive by James. This one on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end. I just don't ever want to take for granted the fact that LeBron James is simply one of the greatest basketball players that's ever played the game. Am I overstepping it? Not at all. He is just as complete as it gets.
And the free throw, no good. And when it's all said and done, Brent, do you think LeBron James goes down as the most versatile player in NBA history?
No doubt about it, Kevin. If you talk about a player that had the consistent dominance that LeBron James had in every facet of the game, from the moment he stepped into the NBA, it's been a remarkable run for him. And when he steps between those sidelines, there's really nothing that he cannot do.
Here's Drummond. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Drummond's got 36.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
New York moving it around. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. He doesn't hit that one. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Snatched away. And now the Nuggets, fast break. Finished off the break. Drummond's got 38 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Back to LeBron. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And LeBron James has openly stated very publicly, especially last year in the finals, he is chasing Michael Jordan. He wants to be the best ever.
And at this point, he might be top 2. Jordan with 6 titles. Hard to see LeBron surpassing that. But just to be in the conversation with the GOAT is an achievement in and of itself.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Big group substitution here for Denver. Larry Nance is checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Green comes in for Derek Favors. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And Mike Conley subbed in for Satoransky. The kick out to Bosch. To the inside. Trying to find Chandler. He's got it now. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
And it's Drummond missing.
And those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those. Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great...
Yikes! Wow. Yeah, and Conley just makes the game fun. Able to shoot, but focused on also facilitating for teammates.
Kicks it out to James. Now the dish to Jackson. Conley, the pass to Drummond. Second chance shot. And it's good on the layup. Drummond's got 42 in the game.
This guy is just shredding the defense right now. He's hitting any shots he's putting up.
New York calls timeout. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And he can't be stopped right now. The D looks like they're at a loss, and they have no idea how to contain him.
And the Knicks making a change here. Johnson's checked in. 41 seconds left to play in the first half. Conley against Jackson. Outside Bosch. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Michael Conley. To the inside. "17 seconds left in the second quarter. Count it. Bellinelli's got the lead up to 3 now for the Nuggets.
Yeah, and Bellinelli, very creative, has that ability to get into the heart of the defense.
The drive by Jackson. Up and in on the layup. Jackson's got his first basket of the night.
Well, fantastic awareness, finishing with ease at the rim, and the defense was just not a factor.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. The Nuggets on top, leading by a point. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. And so it's New York with it. They trail by 1. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Conley out there with Bellinelli. Then it's Nance. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward. And one issue that has come up for the Knicks in their quest for success, Brent, is their lack of continuity.
Maybe one problem, Kevin, is that the New York Knicks organization feels just a bit too cliquey between ownership and then management, coaching staff, and that there just hasn't been the kind of connectivity that you need in order to make things grow organically. It's been very forced in New York City, and until they find that right combination, the struggles can continue.
Here's Drummond. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
Brent, each coach has his strengths, and they've got weaknesses, but if you needed someone to drop a play to get you 1 bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So
yes.
I could get James Harden to the line, and then 1 LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Absolutely. And then what coach would you have draw up that play?
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I will say Greg Popovich in late-game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. And good that time. And it's a 4-point New York lead.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Chandler with the steal. Goes up. And James throws it down hard.
LeBron James and his basketball instincts are absolutely incredible. How about that one there?
And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. The Nuggets have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Conley dishes to Drummond, and it's sent back by Bosch.
That's just admirable work by Bosch. A big-time rejection.
And the dunk by James.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Yeah, and the defense has been on their back heels with the way they've been running the ball up the floor.
And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
Now that looked easy. 2 of the easier points for LeBron James in this ball game.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Saransky's checked in for Mike Conley. Chandler, no good.
No excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
Brent, the Nuggets team, a very good group when it comes to rebounding.
Well, they don't have a team that's really much bigger than the opponents that they play with, but they stay very active, and they don't seem to give up on a lot of plays. Actually, last season, they got about 30% of all their missed shots back, so their damage was done on the offensive end. Defensively, you'll want to get a stop by ending it with a rebound. That's where their focus needs to be this year.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Nance. Favors comes in for Danny Green. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Bellinelli. James kicks to Parker. Chandler is screened. James, the pass to Chandler. And stolen by Drummond. Passes to Satoransky. Drummond with a screen on Parker. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. New York calls timeout. Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, and you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways, in so many different positions all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, it's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open 3 for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kevon Looney is checked in for Chandler. Johnson comes in for LeBron. And it's Jackson in for Dwayne Wade. Drummond the screen. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Well, here's the problem. He's shooting the lights out, but they're still behind. They need another guy to step up.
And the dunk by Bosch.
That's great basketball to feed Bosch. He completes the spectacular dunk there.
Drummond with a screen on Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. Nobody near Parker. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
You know, at least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
That's a 2 from Parker, and it's Connaughton with the rebound.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
Now, I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
Denver calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Go on and give it
The
up.
Nuggets trail by 14. Here's Satoransky looking for his first basket still in this one.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. The Nuggets have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4-7 from the foul line tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Inside, here's Zeller. And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And so it's New York. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The Nuggets trail by 13. They got Johnson. Parker out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Tyler Zeller. And it's Looney in the power forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
Well, the defense has failed to cut off any of these driving lanes, which is why they're resorting to fouling him, and he's hurting them from the charity stripe.
And one strength, Greg, that this Knicks team has enjoyed the last couple of years has been their ability to win the rebounding game.
And that's back-to-back seasons, Kevin, in the top 10 for rebounding in terms of the Knicks. And it was something they wanted to improve upon starting a few years ago. They've changed their rebounding trouble into a big asset moving forward.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Conley against Parker. Drummond, a screen. Conley kicks to Drummond. Stolen by Jackson.
Well, a little head scratcher there, guys. There's no reason to force the ball inside like that. I understand the thought process, but the pass just has to be better.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Drummond with a screen on Parker. Conley dishes to Drummond. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Drummond's got 59 points.
Not sure you can ask for a better look. He can make those shots while sleeping.
And it's Bosch in the corner. Dishes to Chandler. And it's Bosch in the corner. And a miss there on the triple. The Nuggets trail by 11. Conley with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Conley, the pass to Drummond. Conley kicks to Drummond. Looking for Conley. He gets it there. The second chance effort. And Drummond gets it to go on the assist from Conley. Drummond's got it back down to single digits for Denver. Chandler is screened. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
So great to see Tyson find his rhythm on the offensive end. Got to keep feeding the big man when he's feeling it like this.
Chandler with the steal. Outside Bosch. From deep three-point range. Bosch with another miss.
And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
Yep, that one goes in there. And that's now 18 points for Tyson Chandler.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim. And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
That's a tough break there. If there is any hope of making a comeback, they have got to take better care of the ball.
The Knicks making a switch here. Wade's checked in. LeBron kicks to Parker. Stolen by Conley. Down low. Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And defensively, neither side able to get many stops.
Well, it's one of those nights where if a team down the stretch can get one or two stops, they may win it.
The Nuggets trail by 12. Conley dishes to Drummond. Over Chandler. And he overshot that one, missing. Stolen by Michael Conley. He feeds it. Oh!
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Here's LeBron. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Got to be careful once LeBron breaks the seal of the free throw line. There's a lot of power and a lot of muscle coming at you. Usually it ends up a free throw.
For the Knicks, Kevon Looney comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Jackson in for Tony Parker. And then for Denver, Rashawn Holmes comes in for Nance. And Zedaransky subbed in for Mike Conley. It'll go, and the New York lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Andre Drummond. It's Jackson with the drive. Good D by Drummond. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. Johnson, he's checked in for Kevon Looney. And Denver with a change here, too. Jones checked in for Bellinelli.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. Here's Wade. New York, no good that time either. The Nuggets trail by 7. Zedaransky, the pass to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
I think about LeBron James, and it's not about the job. It's how you do the job, and he's been a professional every season that he's been in the association.
Looney's checked in for Tyson Chandler. Shots good by Green.
Yeah, not shaken at all. Green has hit a ton of big shots in big situations throughout his career. Difficult guy to rattle.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
2 shots.
And he can't make the second free throw either. Listen both.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Here's Satoransky, guarded by Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. And a fast break now for New York. Jackson's got the ball. And they go to the intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And the second of 2 is good. That puts them up by 5.
And I'm sure he would like to have had all of those, but he's still able to pad the lead.
Drummond misses the baby hook.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
And it's blocked. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, he will head to the line for 2. It's the first, and that stretches their lead to 8. And so he drops them both. It's a 9-point ball game here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I like the fact that he took his time at the line and simply did what he does, practice his routine and seal it.
And at his height, you have to like what he gives you as a shooter.
But when he squares up from the medium range, there's little things you could do to stop it.
So he gets them both, and it's a 9-point ball game here. And here are the Nuggets now. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
There's 21 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
That's his second personal foul.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
Wade is a very consistent performer from the foul line. This is why you always avoid fouling him if you can.
Denver calls timeout. They trailed by 9. 16 seconds left in the 4th quarter. At this point, not much of a chance for a comeback.
Yeah, you got a better chance of walking through a lion's den with pork chop underwear on.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
You know, give him credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Shooting for New York, Dwayne Wade.
First free throw is good, and that will push the lead to double digits. Both free throws good from Wade. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Here's Daniels. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. It's game time. In Denver as the crowd is filing into Pepsi Center, looking to cheer on the Nuggets. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. Wizards will kick off their road trip right here.
Kevin, the start of a long road trip, my friend, and they'd love to set the tone here early with a win.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the Wizards. Anderson is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Lowry. And it's Roberson in at the 2. Lowry kicks to Embiid. His three-pointers off the mark. And for Joel Embiid, some real tough times to start his NBA career. Greg sidelined, as we know, for the first 2 seasons with injuries. And just when he got going in season 3, he was dealt a knee injury.
Yeah, it has not been easy. And remember, Joel Embiid is so competitive. They came to the game late, but fell for it hard. And this is what he lives for, to be out on the court helping his team compete.
Outside Lowry. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Saransky's checked in for Mike Conley. And a switcher also for Washington. Gary Neal's checked in for Roberson. Here's Satoransky. Pass to Drummond. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Satoransky, the pass to Drummond. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Lowry dishes to Embiid. And yes, it's good. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. Free throw no good for Drummond. Shots good by Neal.
What a boost to have Kyle Lowry running the show. Selfless, smart, and always looking to create.
And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Here's Embiid. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And when the Nuggets are clicking on offense, Greg, they are a joy to watch.
You know they are, and one reason is because they're one of the better passing teams in the league. And right near the top in terms of assists per game last season, and all players on this roster at all positions look to make that extra pass to get an easy bucket.
And the basket by Olynyk.
Boy, that's a pass I don't think anyone saw coming other than maybe Kyle Lowry. What vision on the dish.
And Drummond throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Denver with the ball. Following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Denver passing it around. Nance a screen on Lowry. Nance a screen. Bellinelli passes to Drummond. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's over Embiid. And it's Drummond missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. He misses that time, but only 5 misses in his 11 shots from the field as he's 6 of 11. And the basket by Lowry.
Well, Kevin, this guy's proven over and over that despite his size disadvantage, he's still able to score in the paint.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
He feeds it to Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Here's Drummond. And he banks in the layup. Drummond's got 17.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Lowry kicks to Anderson. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists in the game.
How about the quickness of that release from Anderson on that triple? What a quick trigger. And to have a big man with his kind of accuracy from deep, it's a nice weapon to have.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Boy, look at how hard he pursues the basketball. Gets out of his area. Terrific work on the offensive glass.
And both offenses in rhythm here to start the game.
Boy, these teams can't miss so far. If you love good offense, this is your game.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Here's Satoransky. Drummond, a screen. Satoransky, the pass to Drummond. Good D by Embiid.
Boy, a kick-out's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
He dishes it to Neal. Olynyk has the open look. chance there to take the lead. Missing. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
Lowry. And no good trying to get that one. Andre Drummond has been on display for the Denver Nuggets between his points and his rebound. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And Doris, a lot of great catch and shoot players in this league, but who's the best right now at creating space for his shot off the dribble?
I'd say respectively the point guards that we saw in the NBA Finals, Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving, and they go about their business a little bit differently. Obviously, it's the handle of Kyrie Irving and his ability to not only navigate tight spaces, but his ability to finish with both hands and the creativity and the English sometimes necessary. For Steph Curry, it's the majesty and the danger of guarding the three-point shot, which then he combines with that ability to shake and bake and go off the dribble. Really tough contains both of them.
I like how you mentioned the finish, because the finish sometime you can get in there and make it look great, but you can't get the two.
You got to put the points on the board, baby.
So on the floor for Washington. Lowry out there with Anthony. Then there's Ryan Anderson. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. And it's Embiid in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Anthony. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, you just look back on the way Melo's game has evolved over his career. Certainly a couple of changes. He uses an outside shot far more often now that he is more comfortable with his 3. And not as many fouls drawn, but he still does a really good job attacking the rim.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Conley's checked in. They get it back. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Washington called for the foul. The Nuggets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And think about Melo's game over the years, Doris. He's made adjustments, but overall he has remained incredibly consistent in what his strengths are.
Well, this guy is a tremendous scorer from the mid-range. You can post him on the low block. You certainly don't score 20 points per game every season in your career without having multiple tools at your disposal.
Here's Conley. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And Mike Conley Jr., you know, you talk about being bred for success. Remember, his dad was a gold medalist in the triple jump. And you can just see that athleticism in his game. Super quick and elusive out on the floor.
Pass to Connaughton. This one for 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Out to Anthony. The tray. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. And now a 9-point Washington lead. And with Conley's athleticism and his handle, tough to keep him out of the lane.
And if you go under on that pick, he can hurt you from deep. This guy really the complete package, arguably the most underrated point guard in our league.
Here's Drummond. Shot clock at 4. This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game.
And he hasn't been able to get it going at the free throw line yet.
Free throw good, Drummond. Denver making a switch here. Satoransky's checked in. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Okafor's checked in. And one issue we saw with the Wizards last postseason, Doris, was their bench.
Right, a large part of that is the bench just didn't have any explosive scoring. On the season, their bench was bottom 3 in the league in group efficiency, and that's an area they greatly wanted to improve upon this year.
The Nuggets trail by 9. And Satoransky kicks to Drummond. Knocks it loose. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. Outside for Lowry. Back to Anthony. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Satoransky the pass to Temple. To the paint. Here's Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one. If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
And they repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up. That'll put Emeka Okafor on the line. Andre Drummond picks one up. Big group substitution here for Denver. Larry Nance is checked in for Favors. Green comes in for Garrett Temple. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And Mike Conley is subbed in for Satoransky. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. And an all-star for the last 3 seasons, Kyle Lowry has taken his game to a new level.
Well, think back to last season, Kev. The guy has a career year in terms of offensive efficiency. He shot the ball from deep better than ever. Make no mistake, Kyle Lowry is a star player in this league.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Troy Daniels comes in for Danny Green. Then for the Wizards, Chris Humphries has checked in for Kelly Olynyk. P.J. Tucker comes in for Anderson. And Gary Neal subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
And really the Nuggets, a stronger team than many had predicted last season. One area that troubled them was the defensive end. And when they would lose, it was usually by being unable to come up with consistent stops.
Humphries hits them both. And for the Nuggets and their defensive issues, Greg, a lot of it stemmed from their lack of rim protection.
Yeah, and the inability to challenge shots in general, for that matter. And they also had problems applying pressure and forcing turnovers as a team at the bottom of the league in terms of turnovers forced. They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
The Wizards have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. And last season for Melo was a bit of a circus. A lot of barbs being traded through the media between him and Knicks management. Neither party, Doris, pleased with what was happening, and it was a distraction to his play on the floor.
I think Melo is probably looking forward to putting that behind him. The trade rumors from a season ago didn't help. They certainly took a toll on the New York Knicks, and it's very hard to be a productive player with that much going on outside the confines of the lines.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. Tucker dishes to Okafor. From deep, Neal. And again, Washington with the triple.
That three-pointer is good almost every time if he's left that wide open.
And it's Conley penetrating. And Okafor with the block. And that one's good. Drummond.
Boy, as we reach the latter stages, he's been in a ridiculous groove. They simply can't get over the hump.
Back to Conley. Denver passing it around. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. .32 seconds left here in the second. And Tucker has it in the corner. Dishes it to Carmelo. We've seen him miss a couple from the line so far, going 2 for 4.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
Outside Conley. Kicks to Drummond. Conley, the pass to Drummond. And they pick up 2. Drummond's got 33.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Drills the three-pointer. And so it's Washington. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that... Washington leading now by 15. Doris, as we know, you were born in New York, grew up in New Jersey, lots of basketball talent in those areas. Who were some local players who influenced you early on?
Well, 1983 is the year the Philadelphia 76ers won the NBA championship, and that team was the epitome of cool, Kevin, right? You had the masterful doctor, the power of Moses Malone, but you know who I tried to emulate? Mo Cheeks.
No kidding.
Yeah, the steady, heady point guard who could make big shots and come up with a timely steal. I couldn't be the doctor. I couldn't fly like the doc, so Mo Cheeks was my guy.
Rashawn Holmes out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Conley. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Daniels in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Conley kicks to Drummond. Over to the left wing. Back to Conley. Pass to Drummond. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. And that's now 35 points for Andre Drummond. Anthony against Conley. There's Neal with the 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Drummond is just to Bellinelli. Now it's Anthony running. He can go all the way.
Well, nothing wrong with a little early offense. Anthony happy to oblige.
Denver shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Okafor.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Right. I mean, that's solid defense. At the very least, you like seeing them muck it up and make things difficult.
Here's Anthony. They get a hand on it. And so the Wizards with another turnover. Back to Conley. To the middle. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got 4 points now in the quarter.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
And last season, I think we saw just what could be a preview of what the Washington Wizards can be moving forward, right? They return to the second round of the playoffs. They have a clear core and strength to build around for the future.
It's Anthony with the drive. Here's Okafor. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got his 5th assist in this one. Outside Conley. Drummond a screen. Conley the pass to Drummond. Anthony kicks to Neal. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And Drummond throws it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And Doris, as you mentioned, it had been a roller coaster of season finishes for the Wizards over the last few years. Now they know exactly where they stand.
You know, Kevin, I think equally important, they know the destination they want to get to. John Wall has shown he is an elite talent in the NBA who can carry them in a postseason series. And I think as long as Wall is there, this team has an opportunity to contend in the East.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Derek Favors checked in for Nance. Temple comes in for Green. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And Satoransky subbed in for Mike Conley. Drummond. Second shot opportunity. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. It's blocked. To the inside. Here's Drummond. Here's Favors. And Drummond throws it down.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Here's Embiid. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. They get Derek Favors.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Temple, the pass to Satoransky. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. And that'll be his third foul so far. Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Denver.
Richaun Holmes.
Here's Satoransky over Lowry. The shot by Satoransky, no good. And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And, you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before, but the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more, and that's an example of it right there. And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
Outside for Lowry. And the three off target.
Well, obviously, it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out. He's still got time to turn it around.
Out to the right wing. Here's Connaughton. And Favors kicks to Satoransky. And they get it. Fires the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Satoransky's got 6.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. A different look for Denver. Jones checked in for Temple. Troy Daniels comes in for Pat Connaughton. And Barea subbed in for Satoransky. And a switcher also for Washington. Anthony's checked in.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it. That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
It's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
6 attempts for him at the line. He's made 4.
You know, Carmelo Anthony, problematic for the defense. He spends so much time at the line, keeps you on a string.
Lowry with the ball. Addition out to Embiid. For 3, he'll win it. No good on that last second attempt there. And so it's the Washington Wizards. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Denver's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Ryan Anderson, Anthony out there with Lowry. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Olynyk in at the power forward position. Doris, wearable body tracking, such as sensors the teams use to determine stress load on players' bodies, how much they run during a game, during a practice, how fast they're going. Are we taking this thing too far?
You know, it's an excellent question. Listen, technology is increasing to the point where these teams now have a greater body of information with which to work. So I think just like we see in other areas of the game, analytics relative to team success, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, the more information, the better. I think it comes down to an organizational decision. How much stress will we put on the information given by these particular body tracking monitors? I think it's got to be on a case-by-case basis. Certainly, the organizations will use it to the best of their abilities.
But if it helps the game, helps the players stay healthy, gives teams a better compass on how to use the players, I'm all for it.
Me too, Kev. Me too.
Doris, so often we talk about high basketball IQ. Is that something you can learn, or do you have to be born with something like that?
I think it's probably a little bit of both, but if you look at someone like LeBron James, whose basketball IQ may be the highest we've ever seen, I think he's a guy whose basketball knowledge is always expanding. And I think if you love the game, you're constantly taking in information. So probably a little bit of both.
So you've always got to be curious, right? Even if you're at the top of the game like LeBron or yourself.
Right. LeBron is just, he's constantly taking in sources of information, upping his ante in terms of film watching and preparation. Really special to be able to watch that guy work.
And I know that's how you prepare as a broadcaster now. I'd like to tag along sometime and watch you prepare for a game. That'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be a blast.
Holmes, that's a screen. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
I'll tell you, somebody on the defensive end has got to step in and try to get a body on him there.
Lowry kicks to Anderson. Anthony's shot is off.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Yep, that one goes. Satoransky's got 10 points here in the second half.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half. Another solid game from this guy shooting the basketball, just adding to this lead. So hard to defend.
Doris, we know coaches need to win to keep their jobs. However, they need great players to win, which falls on the shoulders of a general manager. So why are more coaches fired for poor team performance than GMs, you think?
You know, I think what's fascinating to me, and this is a supposition I've heard other broadcasters talk about, which I believe should be instituted. Instead of just showing the coach's record on national broadcast, why don't we include the record of the GM? Because the coaches are not ultimately responsible unless they're responsible for both jobs, which we do see on occasion. But to me, the general manager has a significant role to the win-loss record, and both should be included.
And maybe when the owner says, hey, I'll pick the coach, it doesn't affect you. But if you pick the coach, you're tied with that coach. You're joined at the hip.
Great point. Great point.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot. At the top of the key, Lowry. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
The three. Offensive rebound. Here's Satoransky from outside, off the mark. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And stolen by Favors. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Lets it go with the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Satoransky's got 13 points in just this quarter. And stolen by Favors. The three. Another three for Denver.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
You're just assuming at this point every shot he takes it's going to go in. What a shooting performance.
And feels like that one could be the dagger. Not enough time to completely erase this deficit.
Well, Greg, it's going to be tough, that's for sure. A shot like that has to devastate the other teams.
And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Lowry kicks to Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout.